Today we are going to explore the entire world, or at least miniature version of it, all in just 2 hours. Welcome to Window of the World in Shenzhen, China. This theme park brings together scaled-down replicas of famous landmarks from across the globe, all in one place. You will find everything from the Eiffel Tower to the pyramids, all shrank down but surprisingly detailed. It's a fun, walkable way to see a little bit of everywhere. Before we dive in, here is a quick bit of background. Window of the World opened in 1993 and has become one of Shenzhen's most iconic theme parks. It spans nearly 50 hectares and features over 130 replicas of world-famous landmarks, some nearly full-size. The concept is simple but clever. Give people a way to travel the world without ever leaving the city. From ancient monuments to modern wonders, it's kind of like a global sampler plate for curious travelers. I just got my ticket and let's head in. As you walk in, you are greeted by World Square, the main entrance area of the park. It's not just a welcome zone, but also a cultural hub with a large stage and screens suggesting that live performances and shows are held here from time to time. All around the square, you will see tall stone pillars, each inspired by architectural styles from different parts of the world. There is also a massive relief sculpture wall that tells the story of human civilization through intricate carvings. It's a powerful space, one that feels like a tribute to our shared global heritage. From here, the layout of the park branches out into zones based on continents: Europe, Asia, Africa, the Americas, and Oceania. Let's begin our exploration in the Asia zone. I will point out the highlights of each landmark along the way. This zone is filled with cultural icons, from Buddhist pagodas and traditional temples to landmarks representing countries like Japan, Cambodia, and Thailand. Our first stop is the Grand Palace of Thailand, an iconic symbol of Thai heritage and royal tradition. The Real Palace in Bangkok has been the official residence of the Thai kings for centuries. Here, the replica captures the elaborate architecture with its shimmering gold details, layered roofs, and sharp spires. Even scaled down, it radiates the elegance and sacredness that make the original such a revered sight. This is Potong Gate, located in Pyongyang, North Korea. The original gate is a historic relic from Goguryeo dynasty, rebuilt in the 15th century and now seen as a symbol of the country's ancient heritage. With its stone base and traditional Korean-style roof, the replica here reflects the balance between strength and simplicity that defines much of Korean architecture. Here we have the throne hall of Gyeongbokgung Palace in South Korea. This hall is the centerpiece of the palace in Seoul and was used for royal ceremonies and meetings during the Joseon dynasty. The architecture is beautifully balanced. Elevated stone steps, sweeping roof lines, and ornate wooden detailing all reflect traditional Korean elegance and Confucian principles of harmony. I actually walked through the entire Gyeongbokgung Palace in another video, including the Royal Guard changing ceremony. Feel free to check it out after this one. I will put the link in the description below. This is the Tokyo Imperial Palace, home to Japan's imperial family. The original palace sits in the heart of Tokyo, surrounded by moats and beautiful gardens, blending traditional Japanese design with a sense of quiet authority. This replica captures the elegant rooftops and stone walls that make the real site feel both peaceful and protected. It's a nod to centuries of imperial history still very much alive today. This striking structure is a replica of Borobudur, one of the world's largest and most important Buddhist temples located in central Java, Indonesia. Built in the 9th century, the original temple is shaped like a massive mandala, symbolizing the path to enlightenment. As you walk around it, you would normally see over 2,500 carved panels and hundreds of Buddha statues. Even in miniature, you can feel the symmetry and spiritual depth that define this ancient wonder. This, I think, is Angkor Wat, one of the most iconic religious monuments in the world and a national symbol of Cambodia. Originally built in the 12th century as a Hindu temple, it later transitioned into a Buddhist site. The real structure is massive, with its signature lotus-shaped towers rising above intricately carved galleries. Even here in miniature, you can see the symmetry and stone detailing that make Angkor Wat such a masterpiece of Khmer architecture. Down there looks like a replica of the Shinjuku-gyeong National Garden, an oasis of calm artfully recreated here. Nestled within its tranquil scenery are miniature versions of Japan's most iconic landmarks, blending nature and heritage into a captivating panorama. As we walk down these stairs, we come across Itsukushima Shrine, its striking red torii gate appearing to float gracefully on the water. Just like the original in Hiroshima, it's a symbol of spiritual harmony and one of Japan's most revered cultural treasures. In the calm waters of the lake, visitors pause to feed vibrant yellow and golden koi fish, symbols of luck and perseverance in Japanese culture. Their gentle movements add a living, peaceful rhythm to this already tranquil scene. Here by the lake is their take on Mount Fuji, Japan's most iconic mountain. It's not a perfect match, but you can see what they were going for. The actual Mount Fuji near Tokyo is a stunning snow-capped volcano that's been inspiring art and culture for centuries. Just across the lake is the Shokintei Tea House. It's quite traditional space that reflects Japan's tea culture, simple, thoughtful, and rooted in slowing down. With its wooden structure and natural surroundings, it offers a glimpse into the peaceful rhythm of a Japanese tea ceremony. This, I think, is a replica of the Horyoji Temple, one of the oldest wooden buildings in the world. The original, located in Nara, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a symbol of early Japanese Buddhism. Its layered roof and timeless structure reflect centuries of spiritual tradition and architectural skill. This is a scaled version of the Katsura Detached Palace, one of Japan's finest examples of traditional architecture. Located in Kyoto, the original was designed with a deep focus on harmony between buildings, gardens, and nature. Every angle here feels intentional, reflecting the calm, balanced aesthetic that defines Japanese design. Walking through this garden feels like stepping into a quiet corner of Japan. The layout, the textures, the soft sounds of water and leaves all come together to create a space that's peaceful and thoughtfully designed. It's less about the individual landmarks and more about the feeling they create together, a slow, gentle journey through tradition and nature. Unfortunately, the Taj Mahal replica, along with another famous Indian landmark, as you can see, is closed for maintenance. However, I did manage to catch a glimpse from over the fence. Even so, there is still plenty of detail and atmosphere to take in here. This structure is inspired by the sacred step well near the Sun Temple in Modhera, Gujarat. Step wells like this one were more than just sources of water. They were places of gathering, reflection, and ritual. Their precise geometric design and layered steps show the blend of function and artistry in ancient Indian architecture. This is Karla Caves, a tribute to one of India's oldest Buddhist cave complexes, carved into rock over 2000 years ago. Known for their grand Chatya hall and stone-carved pillars, these caves were places of worship and gathering, echoing the early spread of Buddhism through India's western region. This replica represents the Mahabodhi temple, the place where Siddhartha Gautama is believed to have attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. The real temple is one of the most sacred Buddhist pilgrimage sites in the world. Its layered spire and detailed carvings reflect centuries of devotion and spiritual history. This is a miniature of the Kandarya Mahadeva temple, one of the most iconic structures in India's Khajuraho group of temples. Built in the 11th century, it's known for its towering shikara and intricate stone carvings that celebrate life, spirituality, and art. The architecture captures a blend of devotion and detailed craftsmanship. Here we have a replica of the Great Stupa at Sanchi, one of the oldest stone structures in India, originally commissioned by Emperor Ashoka in the 3rd century BCE. Its simple dome shape holds deep symbolic meaning in Buddhism, representing the path to enlightenment and the universe itself. This scaled-down replica represents the Bhaja Chatya Hall, part of the Bhaja Caves in western India, dating back to the 2nd century BCE. These early Buddhist rock-cut halls were used for meditation and worship, with their carved roofs and stone ribbing mimicking wooden structures of the time. This structure is labeled as Jetavanaramaya, but its shape and color closely resemble the Rowan-Veli Mahasaya, one of Sri Lanka's most sacred Buddhist stupas. Built in the 2nd century BCE, it's known for its white, bubble-shaped dome and deep spiritual significance. If you are from Sri Lanka or know these monuments well, let me know in the comments. Do you think this is Rowan-Veli Mahasaya? This small yet striking structure is modeled after Vietnam's one-pillar pagoda in Hanoi. Built to resemble a lotus blossom emerging from a pond, it symbolizes purity and enlightenment. Despite its modest size, it holds deep spiritual and historical significance in Vietnamese culture. This golden structure is a replica of the Shwedagon Pagoda, Myanmar's most sacred Buddhist site. The real pagoda, located in Yangon, is believed to enshrine relics of the Buddha and stands nearly 100 meters tall. Its gold-plated surface and layered spires make it a powerful symbol of devotion and national identity. Moving into the Middle East, the scenery shifts. Things start to feel more arid with sandstone tones and desert-style structures. It's not the busiest part of the park, but it serves as a smooth transition between Asia and Europe. This, I think, is a replica of the Hakim Mosque in Isfahan, Iran, an elegant example of Persian architecture from the 17th century. Built during the Safavid dynasty, the mosque features a traditional 4E1 layout with intricate brickwork and tile detailing that reflect the artistry of Islamic design in that era. This spiral tower replicates the minaret of the Great Mosque of Samarra in Iraq. Built in the 9th century, its unique design stands out as a bold symbol of early Islamic architecture. Now we are heading into Europe. This, I think, is the replica of Stonehenge, the prehistoric monument from southern England. Made of massive standing stones arranged in a circle, its exact purpose remains a mystery, but it's believed to have been used for rituals, astronomy, or both, dating back over 4,000 years. This scene recreates part of Moscow's historic Kremlin, with its red brick walls and clock towers that have stood as symbols of Russian power for centuries. Just beside it is the colorful St. Basil's Cathedral, instantly recognizable with its vibrant onion domes and intricate design. Together, they form one of Russia's most iconic architectural ensembles. This is a replica of Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, a landmark that has served as a church, a mosque, and now a museum. Originally built in the 6th century, it's admired for its massive dome and the way it blends Byzantine and Islamic architectural elements. This group of wooden structures reflects traditional Russian architecture, including rustic churches and village homes. The sign notes that Russia is rich in forest resources, and historically, wood was a primary building material, shaping the unique style and craftsmanship seen in these traditional designs. This replica represents the Winter Palace in St. Petersburg, once the official residence of the Russian Tsars. With its grand Baroque facade and sweeping symmetry, the original palace now houses part of the Hermitage Museum. This is a scaled version of London's Tower Bridge, an iconic symbol of the city. Completed in 1894, its blend of Gothic style and engineering innovation allows the bridge to lift, making way for passing ships along the River Thames. Here are two grand structures side by side, one with a towering clock that chimes through the city, and the other a stately residence with a balcony that's seen countless royal appearances. Both are symbols of a nation known for its traditions, pageantry, and afternoon tea. Can you guess what these two landmarks are replicas of? Let me know in the comments. Ahead is a grand palace complex surrounded by manicured greenery. It instantly brings to mind the opulence of Versailles, with its classical architecture, symmetrical layout, and formal gardens stretching behind it. This replica echoes the grandeur of French royal life. Even in miniature, it hints at the scale and splendor of the real palace of Versailles. The real palace of Versailles, once the seat of power for French kings and a symbol of absolute monarchy at its most extravagant. This trio brings a slice of Italy's history to life. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, once just a bell tower, became iconic thanks to its famous tilt. Behind it is the Pisa Cathedral with its classic Romanesque design and marble facade. Nearby stands Trajan's Column, a monument from ancient Rome telling stories of military triumph through detailed stone carvings. I think this striking yellow structure, adorned with multiple pointed spires, appears to be a representation of the Cologne Cathedral from Germany. Known for its towering Gothic spires and intricate facade, the original cathedral is a masterpiece of medieval architecture and a symbol of German heritage. This, I think, is a replica of the Court of the Lions in Spain. Surrounded by slender columns and intricate arches, this courtyard is named after the 12 marble lions that guard its central fountain. It's a symbol of Moorish elegance, where geometry, light, and water all come together in perfect harmony. Even in miniature, you get a sense of the quiet sophistication that defines Andalusian Islamic architecture. As I make my way down towards St. Mark's Square, the atmosphere shifts again. Along the path, restaurants are tucked between the landmarks, offering a spot to rest and grab a bite. There are even play areas for kids, adding a touch of everyday life to this whirlwind tour of the world. It's a lively mix of cultural replicas and family-friendly spaces, all leading up to the grand Venetian plaza ahead. This elegant square is a replica of St. Mark's Square in Venice, Italy, often called the drawing room of Europe. Surrounded by graceful arches and the striking facade of St. Mark's Basilica, the square has been the heart of Venetian life for centuries. From political gatherings to leisurely cafe culture, it captures the unique spirit of Venice, where art, history, and daily life blend effortlessly along the canals. Out in the water sits a quiet figure on a black rock, a replica of the Little Mermaid from Copenhagen. Inspired by Hans Christian Andersen's tale, the original statue has become a symbol of Denmark's literary and cultural heritage. Next is Oceania. Stretching across the water in the distance is the Sydney Harbour Bridge, one of Australia's most recognisable landmarks. Nicknamed the Coat Hanger for its sweeping arch, the bridge links the north and south shores of Sydney, and it stands as a symbol of the city's bold coastal character. This large red formation is a replica of Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, one of Australia's most iconic natural landmarks. Sacred to the Aboriginal people, the original sandstone monolith rises from the central desert and holds deep cultural and spiritual significance. Just behind the Uluru, we enter a space inspired by the Pacific Islands. This area features traditional dwellings and cultural elements that reflect the rich heritage of the Pacific Island nations. It's a tribute to the diverse cultures and traditions that thrive across the Pacific Ocean. Unfortunately, the Sydney Opera House, the Harbour Bridge, and a few other key areas were under renovation. As we continue, the path winds through a collection of classic European landmarks, windmills spinning gently in the breeze, the buildings that echo the charm of old world cities. Each structure hints at a different culture, from cobbled streets to castle-like facades, bringing together the rich tapestry of Europeans' architectural heritage. Now entering the Africa zone, we are greeted by a striking replica of the great temple of Abu Simbel in Egypt. Carved into a sandstone cliff over 3,000 years ago, the original temple was designed to impress, with colossal statues and a layout aligned with the sun. It's one of ancient Egypt's most awe-inspiring monuments. In the distance, the pyramids come into view, majestic and timeless. Even from afar, their unmistakable form carries the weight of ancient history, reminding us of a civilization that reached for the heavens with stone and vision. As we walk through this replica of a traditional African village, we are invited into a space that represents the rhythm of daily life across many parts of the continent. The earthy tones of the clay walls, the thatched roofs, and the simple, functional layout of the huts speak to a way of living that is both resourceful and deeply rooted in community. These villages aren't just homes, they are living stories. Each structure reflects generations of knowledge passed down through craftsmanship adapted to the local environment and climate. You can almost imagine the scenes that unfold here. Elders gathering under the shade to share wisdom, children playing along the dusty paths, and meals prepared over open fires with ingredients grown just nearby. The sounds of drumming, laughter, and spoken tradition echo the importance of oral history in preserving identity. This setting reminds us that while architecture can impress with grandeur, it can also connect through warmth, simplicity, and belonging. It's a quite powerful tribute to the diverse and enduring cultures of Africa, reminding us that heritage lives not just in monuments, but in the everyday lives of people and their communities. Now entering the Americas zone, we are greeted by the roar of cascading water. This is a replica of Niagara Falls, one of North America's most powerful and iconic natural wonders. Straddling the border between the US and Canada, the real falls draw millions each year with their sheer force and misty beauty. Even here, the sense of movement and energy is hard to miss. It's a reminder of nature's raw, unstoppable power. Carved into stone are the faces of 4 US presidents. This is a replica of Mount Rushmore, a monument symbolizing American history and ideals. The original, set in the Black Hills of South Dakota, honors leaders who shaped the nation's founding, expansion, and preservation. As we continue through the North America zone, a series of iconic landmarks come into view, each one a symbol of history, ideals, and identity. The clean lines of the White House and the Grand Dome of the Capitol speak to the heart of American democracy, while the Jefferson and Lincoln memorials reflect a nation's tribute to its founding figures and their enduring vision. Nearby, the National Mall stretches out in miniature, anchoring these monuments in a familiar layout. Then the skyline shifts, hinting at the energy of New York City with its towering structures and global character. And in contrast to the built environment, nature takes center stage with a scaled down but still dramatic glimpse of the Grand Canyon, capturing the vastness and rugged beauty of the American landscape. Together, these landmarks form more than a collection of monuments. They represent moments in history, ideals in stone, and a narrative of a continent that continues to evolve. Here we encounter a replica of the Temple of the Morning Star, inspired by the ancient Toltec site in Tula, Mexico. The Toltecs revered Venus for its celestial movement, linking it to the themes of death and rebirth. The original temple features imposing warrior statues known as Atlantis, which once supported the roof and symbolized the militaristic and spiritual significance of the site. Standing before the Temple of the Morning Star, you get a glimpse into the rich spiritual world of ancient Mesoamerica. Not far from here are the Olmec colossal heads, massive stone sculptures carved over 2000 years ago. Thought to represent rulers or ancestors, these heads are among the earliest known examples of monumental art in the Americas, offering a powerful look into the legacy of the Olmec civilization. It's time for a quick lunch break. I won't be filming inside the restaurant, but I'll be back shortly to continue exploring more landmarks. After exploring the vibrant colors and energy of Latin America, the path leads to a quieter corner of the park. A sign marks the beginning of the Kailin Hill Trail. It's a scenic walking trail that winds through greenery and gentle slopes, offering a calm break between the more crowded landmark areas. It's a peaceful moment to slow down and soak it all in. As we walk through this area dedicated to the indigenous tribes of the Americas, we are surrounded by symbols of deeply rooted cultures. The traditional dwellings, patterns, and carvings reflect a way of life closely tied to the land, the seasons, and ancestral wisdom. Each element here speaks to centuries of tradition, spiritual connection, and resilience, reminding us that these communities are not just part of history, but living cultures that continue to shape and enrich the world today. Circling back through Europe, we pass by landmarks we didn't get to earlier. This time we get an even better view of the Eiffel Tower, especially with fewer people around. It's a great way to wrap up the walking part of the tour. Strolling past the Eiffel Tower, we are surrounded by a slice of France's cultural elegance. Nearby, replicas of historic French landmarks evoke the charm of Parisian streets, from ornate facades to classical sculptures. Each structure captures a piece of France's legacy in art, architecture, and history. Together, they create a small but striking tribute to a nation that has shaped global culture in so many ways. I didn't get a chance to explore the Alps section this time, just ran out of time. It's one of the areas I will definitely come back for on another visit. To finish off, I hopped on the monorail that loops around parts of the park. It's a slow, elevated ride that gives you a nice overview of the whole layout. You can really see how the landmarks are grouped and just how much detail went into designing the park. It winds through sections of Asia and Europe, offering a laid-back way to take in some of the landmarks from a different perspective. Passing by miniature cities, temples, and castles, it's a quick but fun way to wrap up the visit, especially when you're short on time but still want to soak in a little more of the world. Quick note, we didn't make it to the indoor attractions or the aquarium this time. The day went by fast and there's just too much to fit into one visit. Definitely something to check out next time. And that's it, our trip around the world, all in just 2 hours. We skipped a few areas due to time and renovation work, but overall it's been a full walkthrough of some of the world's most iconic places, miniaturized but still impressive. Thanks for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed the walk, feel free to check out more videos. Until next time, thanks for walking the world with me.